All right, so a couple of really important questions that I'd like to ask of you. First of all, how many of you find that each and every day of your life is like a carbon copy of the day before? You know, many of us get into rituals and literally SOSDD, same old stuff, different day. Well, I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. If you can awaken, ladies and gentlemen, with an intention of making choices that are different than what you did yesterday, life can be transformative. And that's what I'm asking of you today. Another really important question: what has your healthcare paradigm been? What I mean by that, are you one to basically follow the masses of people? We wait till we get sick. We then make a phone call to a doctor. We get a pill for the ill. Go back to how we've always lived our lives. Wait for the next epidemic or problem to come about and do the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you follow some of the videos, you know that I'm coming from a different kind of paradigm. I have looked, examined, studied, and spent almost 4 decades. Yes, that's 40 years with well over 9,000 patients, and have listened to so many of their stories. And here's what I've learned. I've learned that in our lives, we can either give our health away to a healthcare provider, or we can have a strong intention of taking personal responsibility for our health and our well-being each and every day. And part of a wise guy's wisdom is to really help reinforce that. And that's why we created what I call the Chuck Berg triune of truth, of aligning the spine, eating from the vine, and calming the mind. Yes, after 40 years, I've come to realize, ladies and gentlemen, there is no one source of a problem. There is no one cause of a pain. I don't care if that's a headache, a migraine, a neck problem, a back problem. It comes from a whole host. But if we chunk down life, we can understand that something is wrong structurally or mechanically, and it's in need of chiropractic care. So many of the healthcare paradigms, if you're out there reading and exploring and trying to understand, so many things are of a lifestyle-based nature. We've created many, certainly of the type 2 diabetes, many of the cardiovascular or heart-related problems, many of the hypertensive states as a result of our agitation, our anxiety, our poor eating, our lack of activity, and you know the drill. So today, as we've been focused, ladies and gentlemen, primarily on eating from the vine and talking about this amazing opportunity of participating in this purification and detoxification program, I'm asking you to ask yourself, have you been a 97%er in this game of life? Have you ever considered being a 3%er? Well, what does that mean? Chuck Berg, what are you talking about? It's really very simple. 97% of the population are simply like ants following another ant, a snail following another snail. And you know how that works. When it comes to health and well-being, we say to ourselves, what do I know? Go see the doctor. So we become an entire nation of a pill for every ill phenomenon. As a 3%er, somebody who challenges the status quo, I believe that the human body is a self-healing and self-regulating machine. It's not just a personal belief, it's written all over. This is what we do. We don't run to doctors every day, and yet we're well. Your heart knows what to do, your small intestine knows what to do. What we have to do is not provide any interference. So really take a look at how you've lived your life. Are you somebody, because people go out and buy a Gucci bag, you have to buy a Gucci bag? Somebody has to get a BMW, you have to have a BMW. Be like the people around us. It's fascinating. It's not good, it's not bad. Through my eyes, it's fascinating. Well, I have chosen in my life, in many respects, to be a 3%er. To, yes, think outside the box and not just accept what is normal and regulatory and what everybody does as the way, and especially when it comes to healthcare. So as a healthcare provider and someone who's in natural healthcare, I would prefer to do things without drugs and chemicals. I just don't believe that that's the way. And I've learned that food has the enormous power to heal. It has the enormous power to harm. And for many of us, our healthcare dilemma that we are experiencing right now, from diabetes type 2 to hypertension to having all sorts of digestive distress, is as a result of what we've been putting into our mouths and into our bodies for the last 30, 40 years. So today is really about an opportunity. Today is about making the decision that yesterday is gone forever, tomorrow's only a dream, but today, lived with intention, making good decision, can be the day that I make a choice to make some transformation in my life. We've been talking about purification and detoxification, and what I'd like to do is to share with you a short video coming up with about 5 or 6 people who have gone through the program, and I'd love you to hear what they have to say, and to hear what has happened in their lives, and to hear what has happened to their blood chemistries. And to me, this is the best testimonial that I have in terms of my endeavor to trying to help change your lives, your friends, and your family. So please, take a look at this. And folks, at the end of this, if you feel that you want to make a change and not have your life be a carbon copy of the day before, push the button, get this product, get the detoxification and purification kit. Folks, for $248, the cost of maybe 3 meals that you typically go out for, where you're having your comfort food, which we've explained is actually the thing that's making you uncomfortable, this can be the greatest shift, the greatest possibility, and more than anything, you are going to help your body get rid of toxic load and have the positive changes that these people will have. Now, if that alone is not intriguing enough, what I'd like to do is also include a bonus. I have created 21 days of very short, like 3-minute videos. But the purpose of this is to try to help people stay accountable. Yes, you know, discipline. That's where everybody has their challenges. So please let Chuck Berg become your best buddy. And if you choose to participate, we will send on an automatic basis a video of about 3 minutes each day dealing with these different components of trying to help you stay accountable, both to the triune of truth in terms of the align the spine and exercise in your life, eating from the vine, which is what you'll be doing as a result of this participation, and certainly different suggestions of way to how to bring more peace, more calm, more love, and more compassion into your life. What a concept. So yes, that is a bonus on top of it. And finally, what I will also send to you is about 5 pages of wonderful recipes that my wife Jody has put together after all 3 years of dealing with purification and detoxification. And I can only tell you that these are amazing foods that we eat literally almost every single day and certainly enjoy it even to this day, almost 3 years later. That's your choice. But all of this is available. Please make this a transition. Make this a day that changes how you live your life. Trust me, you will be grateful, and I cannot wait to hear the feedback, and please share with me on comments below my videos and other materials you may get. I want to hear the process, and if this all makes sense to you, please share this with family and friends who are desperately in need of a healthy, natural, non-drug, non-chemical, non-surgical way of helping their lives going forward. Can't wait to hear from you. Have a great day.